What's up, people? We are back again with another episode of the FL project. Thanks very much for watching again. I know that I always like to click on my intros, but well, sue me. As I said in our previous episode, over the past 2 weeks now, I've been struggling with a creative dip. I realized earlier this week that sadly it is still annoying, but we went and thought, how can we still make videos that are relevant to you as a upcoming producer, DJ, popcorn maker, whatever you are. So that is how we came up with the idea of today, in which I'm going to explain how I like to make mashups. Now, before we get started, if you've been liking these videos, please drop us a like and subscribe because it helps us out a ton and it allows us to be able to make more videos. With that little sales talk being said, I'm now going to dive into today's video.
Do it!
Now, in a highly saturated music industry in which every second person is a DJ, it's important for you to find ways to make yourself stand out from the crowd. And one way in which we like to do that, or at least try to, is by creating mashups. Something which is relatively easy for you to do even when you are no upcoming Martin Garrix, whatever. So today I'm going to talk you through a few tips on how I like to make mashups. With that being said, let's go take a look at the track we are going to mash up today. Now,
when you try your best but you don't succeed.
Today we are going to create a mashup of this track by Hilo. It's his track Zeus. Yeah, this is the track. Let me quickly go through it. You get it. Which leads to tip 1 of today's video. Now, I recommend that when you are trying to create mashups, try and find essentially a main track which is mainly instrumental. So try and work with tracks which already from the original don't really have a vocal. That's gonna work best. Which leads us right over to tip 2. Boom. Math.
Knowledge.
We're gonna mash it up today with Madonna, because who doesn't love a little Madonna?
I'm hung up on you.
Who doesn't know this track? If you don't, you're too young to be watching this video.
Okay, boomer.
I like to look for acapellas, usually start out in YouTube. Now, sometimes that'll give me results, sometimes it doesn't. This leads us to tip 2. When you're trying to create mashups, make sure to use a track which will stick with the listeners. So, that's why I ended up choosing this track from Madonna, Hung Up, because it's catchy, everybody knows it, and I think in this case might work very well. Haven't tested it yet, so let's take a look. If you can't find the acapella, this is tip number 3 from me on what you can do to still use an acapella of a track you really want. So, I'm going to leave the link down in the description, but there's an awesome site. It's called vocalremover.org. It's very useful. Now, in this case, you open the website, it basically says load your track, you drop it, and it separates, in this, as you can see here, the music on the top from the vocal. And it's almost always in perfect detail. But this is a real lifesaver. If you have a crazy mashup in mind that you think is perfect, then this is your go-to website. So once again, link in the description, which I give away totally for free, just because I'm that generous.
I want to feel like it's raining on me, okay?
Let's dive into the FLP. So here you can see we have the vocal, or the instrumental on top, and Madonna's Hung Up vocal on the bottom. First things first, have the BPMs synchronized, because otherwise this will never work. The way to do that, for this one you can go to Detect Tempo, and then you're going to select 75 to 150. That's going to be the BPM range in which it calculates that your track is Hilo Zeus is apparently 126 BPM. That, however, doesn't mean that Madonna's acapella is in the right BPM. So that's what you want to figure out now, what the BPM of this track is. For very well known tracks, www.tunebet.com is your go-to website. So here you can see tunebet.com. Once again, I'll leave it down in the description, and it tells me the details I need to know. Also important is the key, but first of all we want to know the BPM. Now, this is why I said I only use TuneBet for well-known songs, because sometimes they can be wrong or they simply don't have the track. So my recommendation for when you can't find the track on TuneBet is to go to Beatport. And here they say the key of Zeus is E major, and to double check, the BPM is 126. So that means we're working in E major today. So we are going to do essentially the same as what we did with Zeus. Fit to tempo, except now we're going to fit to tempo. Instead of detect tempo, we're going to type in the BPM, and it's going to be 125. So it's not, I haven't placed it correctly yet, but it's in the right tempo. We also want to adjust the key, because otherwise they're going to clash at some point. So we want from A to G sharp, G, F sharp, F, E. So we want to pitch it down 500 cents. So now it's where the essentially creative part starts, and that is trying to fit your vocal into the track.
Every little thing for those who wait. No time to hesitate. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so we still want to edit the vocal in this case. Now, there's a few ways I like to do this. First, I add a bit of fresh air, especially because I lowered down the pitch, so the high end can use a bit more noise. Noise!
Every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up.
So then, I still add a little bit of Songodizer because it makes the sound good. And limiter, where are you? There we go.
I'm hung up on you, waiting for your call, baby, night and day. I'm fed up, I'm tired of waiting on you.
And then I have a small reverb automation going up here to make the vocal fade out a little bit. Yeah, then you obviously have the drop. I would usually do it for about 2 bars.
Every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up on you. Ring, ring, ring goes the telephone. The lights are on, but there's no one home. And keep on waiting for you.
Okay, this is turning into a banger. I love it. So yeah, then we're gonna automate the reverb up here again, obviously. Mashup's a little bit more unique. I would recommend adding your own fills. So this is gonna help in making your mashups even more unique.
So slowly, time goes by. So slowly.
So yeah, we can add riser, but we can also add drum effects. So let's reset the pitch.
Time goes by. So slowly.
So yeah, that is that was already a few, or what was it? Tip 4, tip 5 is try make your mashups as unique as you can. Now in this case, the track itself is already very full, so there's not too much space for other stuff. Maybe we can still add an ambiance or something in the background. So this one is an E.
I'm hung up on you, waiting for your call, baby, night and day. I'm fed up.
Yeah, this is how I go about making mashups. And it's a very simple trick, but if you do it right, you're going to stand out, and that's more or less what you want. So yeah, with that being said, let me know in the comments down below if, first of all, you think we should release this mashup, and second of all, if you would like to, or if you would be interested in getting a mashup pack even. Once again, it was a short video this time, guys, but I hope it helped nonetheless. If you did like this video, as said at the beginning, please drop us a like and a subscribe. It helps us out a ton. It allows us to make more of these kind of videos. I will make sure to leave all the websites that I find useful when it comes to making these kind of mashups in the description of this video. And with that being said, thanks for watching. See you next time. Adios.